Hey everybody, I am Antonette Crosby, and this is a time to chill where this network, we want to show black and brown people that you should love yourself first, or who else will. We want to let you know that you can walk in your purpose. You have abilities inside of you that you need to unleash and unlock. We want to show you different black people in different positions and high positions that you can achieve to be if you like to. We are not just stigmatized as being one thing. You are all things. And today we have one of many of a woman who wears many hats. We have Dr. Zapata today.
Yes, hello. How you doing? Thank you for having me on your show.
Yes, doctor. Thank you for becoming a doctor and showing our young black boys and girls that it is possible to do anything that you want to do. So, first, your wife, your mother, mother of two?
Three.
Oh, Lord, mother that's right, three. Because you had the last edition. Yes. How do you do that?
Yes.
How do you do that? You're wait a minute, you're also an author. Your book?
Yes, Beyond Beautiful.
Okay, Beyond Beautiful. What is Beyond Beautiful about?
Beyond Beautiful means that you're more than just what people see on the outside. Your true beauty is within.
See, that's what I want to let them know. And you also are a big activist in the church.
Yeah, really involved in my church.
Yeah, what's your church? What's your church?
I go to Fountain of Life. That's where I met you all.
Yes.
Go to Fountain of Life, and I do I've been going there about 10 years. I originally moved here from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I've been in Madison about 10 years and joined Fountain of Life. I have been singing on the praise team there. I don't sing that much anymore on the praise team just due to my schedule, but I help with the children at times, and involved in the music and arts ministry a lot alongside with my mom.
So you're involved with the children. What type of MD are you?
Oh yes, as far as what type of doctor I am, I am two types of doctor. Okay. I'm a board certified pediatrician, and also a board certified preventive medicine and public health doctor. And what that is, it's a type of doctor that works to get outside of the clinic walls to impact change and look at social determinants of health.
Okay, doctor, simplify that. Layman's term.
Let me simplify that. It basically means that when people come into the hospital sick, it's more than just medicine that we can give them. We need to deal with racism. We need to deal with poverty.
Mental health.
We need to deal with relationships. We need to deal with systemic injustices. So basically, how do things outside in people's day-to-day lives impact their health? And that's what I specialize in.
And I think that is important. All right, tough question. I'm getting ready to ask.
All right, ask me.
How many black doctors do you work with in Madison, Wisconsin?
Not many. I could count them all on my hands.
No toes?
No toes. Especially that I personally work with. Now I know, because when they come, when I see a new black doctor, if they're just walking down the hall, I literally just go up to them and like, hello, let me introduce myself.
Why?
So we can stick together, because there's not many of us at all. There's actually nationally a shortage of black doctors.
Why do you think that is?
I think that's due to many different reasons. One of the reasons,
family based. Oh, I'll let you.
Oh yeah. I think it's due to many reasons, but I'm just going to talk about some of them.
Okay.
I think that some of the reason is because our black and brown children are not being told at a young age, and even as they go through their education, that they even can be. Okay. So that's the first thing. A lot of, even myself, when I was going through high school, I was told like, you should switch to a different profession. It's going to be take too hard and too long to be a doctor. Maybe you should think about it. And I actually started changing my mind a little bit, but then I had to talk. I had encouragement from my family and had to talk to some other black doctors who kind of got me back on track.
You always wanted to be a
Since
pediatrician.
I was 5, I wanted to be a doctor.
But you wanted to be a doctor at 5.
Yes.
But you had opposition telling you couldn't be that.
Yeah.
Why do you think they told you couldn't be? Was it because of this right here?
Yes, I think it was because of that. Because I had really good grades. I was a 4.0 student, valedictorian in my high school, and some people told me to change my career because it was going to take too long. So they just assumed about me, and I do think that race played a role, assumed that we are not able to achieve that. Now, I will say I had a lot of people supporting me, but I did have people who tried to change my mind.
Mind about becoming a doctor, and that's why, and I have to reiterate this message as far as the time to chill. This is why we do this.
Yeah.
Because we are in opposition.
Yep.
We all across. When I go and I travel all across the land, I don't travel all across the land, but I've been a lot of places.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And black is not it. And you know, we are shunned and we are always talked back down. We are down. But when I sit down and speak with my black people, I'm like, he is amazing. She is amazing. And so why don't you think you can do this? And they all say the same thing because they say I can't.
Right.
So the time to chill is saying that you can.
Yes, you can.
Do you understand me? You can and you will. Do you hear me? All right.
Yes.
Right, because we have to tell our people, like, you, even our adults, because we have been told this or we haven't seen this. Like in my family, we don't have a doctor in our family. We've got car salesmen. We've got just the typical blue collar worker, and we're in different millennium.
Yeah.
So we can be entrepreneurs. We can be. Not only are you a doctor, but you're an author.
Yep.
You also were telling me before you have real estate.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to do what? Tell me something.
Yes. So I truly believe in multiple streams of income.
Okay.
Everybody say multiple streams of income. All right. No, I want you to really say it. Multiple streams of income.
Multiple streams of income.
Doesn't that just sound good when you say that?
It feels good.
That
I
seems
have
powerful. Multiple streams and that
multiple streams of income. Oh, it sounds like I'm important.
Yes, and when
what do you do? I have multiple streams of income.
Yes.
One more time.
Okay, we have multiple streams of income.
Yes.
And even as you're saying that, it's manifesting it, and it just so exciting. But there's just so much to say about this. I could take up the whole topic.
Can I just stop you right quick?
Yes.
We're going to get back to your real estate. But just what you and I did. I was talking to the lady G.
Yep.
And I love her steak and butt.
I love her too.
And she said, you know what, Antonette, you need to be independently wealthy. And do you know something? Ever since she said that to me, I've been saying that to myself. When I wake up in the morning, Antonette, you are going to be independently wealthy.
Yes.
You can speak your life into existence.
Yes, you can.
Understand me? You have power in the words that you speak.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I had see, look, that's why I had you saying that. But I truly believe, and I teach all the young people that I work with, because most people say, what do you want to be when they grow up? And they say one thing. And so I'm teaching them, well, you can be a doctor and an author and an entrepreneur so that's the first point that I want young people to know, that you don't have to just be one thing. You could have multiple careers, multiple professions. The other thing is the importance of multiple streams of income, especially as black people with the huge black wealth gaps and disparities.
Yes.
It's just
it's
so
true.
horrible.
It's true. A lot of people will try to say, well, no, that's not true. That is definitely a problem.
It is a problem. And then even thinking about going all the way back to the days of slavery, how we worked for free and we were helping the predominantly white race profit, and then we get freed, right? And it all ties back to that.
Yes.
So it's so important. And now another thing is, as you go through school, what is the thing when you were in elementary school and they told you keep going, graduate, and go to what?
Get a job.
They said graduate, go to college, get a job.
Yeah.
Get a job to work for who?
Them.
Get to work for somebody else. So you're working for somebody else, and that's not building up your own wealth. It's putting some money in your pocket, but not lasting businesses and properties and things that you could pass on to the next generation. After you get that paycheck, it's over with. So that's why I am really passionate about real estate investing, multiple streams of income, so that I can build up a legacy for myself and also the next generation, and also be able to support my community. So that's a little bit of how I got started with real estate investing.
Oh, networking. And you know, I've been talking to mostly everyone that I've been interviewing. It's community, it's relationship, it's networking. You can't have this one idea of one me, this one movement of me. You have to have a team out here. You have to have community and relationship and network, right?
Yep.
So in order to do that, okay, and I posted earlier, I said, for 4 years I have been at this time of the year miserable.
Yeah.
And I'm just got sick and tired of being sick and tired. So I said, you know what? I prayed and I said, I need to change my mindset.
Yeah.
I need a mindset change. Something's got to change.
Yeah.
And it was all about me, because I'm a hairstylist. So,
Yes.
I'm the boss. You got to come to me to get it. You need me. I'm at that.
Yeah.
And when I changed that and started thinking, no, I need them just as much as they need me, things started changing for me. And this year is like the best year since, the last 4 years, because I've changed this I mentality and started networking and supporting others the way that I would want to be supported, and started complimenting the way that I get complimented, and by you being an author, you're the beauty in me sounds like a huge compliment. A huge compliment. And I was just talking with someone else. That's what we need as far as our black and brown people, because we are so down, because we kind of at the bottom of the totem pole, but we're the smartest. We come in all shapes and sizes. And then you say you don't even see yourself at work, and you're at the highest position at a doctor. How do you build up your morale from that? Because you're not working with people who are like you. You don't see yourself.
I surround myself with positivity, and I had to eliminate people who were bringing negativity into my life. That's one of the things. Surrounding yourself by your biggest cheerleaders. People will just get in your head and make you feel like, oh man, yes, I can do that. I can do this and that. When you tell them your wildest dreams, people who will believe in you and support you and just make you think you could do it, and then you just go do it. So that's one of the things that I had to do. And then also just keeping alive the things that make me passionate and excited in life.
Okay.
So that's one way that I kept from burning out.
Well, how do you keep it alive?
Yeah.
Because we can tell them that this is what you need to do and this is what you should do. But how do we do it?
How do you
keep that fire?
Keep that fire.
Yes.
Yes. The ways that I keep the fire is doing the things that I love. So one thing that I love is playing volleyball and competitive sports leagues. So I am regularly on dodgeball teams and kickball teams and volleyball leagues and things like that. So that gets me really excited, and it's an outlet. And then also when I work with young people, that is something that, even though it's, some people would still say it's work, it just charges me, and I love doing that.
Now, how in the heck? Because you volleyball, cheerleading.
I didn't say cheerleading,
doctor,
but I do know a couple
youth
cheers.
ministry, books, real estate, husband. Come on, bring it all. Bring it in for me, because it sounds like you're super duper woman here, and it sounds like you don't only get 2 hours of sleep at night.
Well, everybody always asks me that. They always say, "Do you sleep?"
Yeah.
And actually, can I be real?
Yes, please.
That question gets annoying sometimes when everybody keeps asking that.
Because
But I know what you mean.
Right.
The reason that.
Well, why does it annoy you?
It just bothers me. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe I need to figure out why. I don't know why it
bothers you. Because a lot of people out here say, I'll sleep in my bed.
Okay, let me tell you. I think I know why it bothers me. Because there's sometimes people, like the way that you ask it, that was coming from a genuine place. But there are some people that I've had ask me it in more of like a negative type of like, basically like, you doing too much. Did you ever sleep? That's why. So I'm not saying it annoys me when you do it.
I know it doesn't annoy you when I do it.
Not when you do it, because when people generally ask me that, but sometimes people do not ask me from that type of place, like, oh, you doing too much. Do you ever sleep? And actually, I sleep 7 to 8 hours every single night. But let me tell you what, though.
I'd like to know.
Sometimes I apologize to you if I have not answered an email that you might have sent me last week or called you back. So how my motto is like, when the day is done, I got everything that I was able to get done. I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow is a new day, and I could work on stuff tomorrow. That's how my motto is. And when I put the baby to bed, I just fall asleep. and I go to sleep.
Okay. And
so that's how I do it.
To you,
rest is important to me.
Because a lot of people don't sleep. They are, I gotta get this, I gotta do this. They're moving so fast.
Right.
That they're not taking, and I think I get my sleep too. I will knock off so fast.
When the day is done, it's done, and tomorrow is a new day. So where that comes to catch me is, emails or stuff that I might be behind on, or, the kids' clothes might not be perfectly laid out for the next day, or they might got mismatched socks or something, but
that's fine.
Oh well, but I got some sleep. Right. So it depends on your. Never mind. Let me just stop.
I wanted to go back to this when you said, because I always listen, and and there's no agenda here.
Yeah.
We just cool talk. This is just no scripted conversation, so that you can see that she's real. She's not, because a lot of professionals, they'll get their degree and their nose will turn up and they'll look down at you, and I don't do that. I don't do this, and. For me, in my opinion, I think it takes away from them. It takes away from, because now you're so high that you just can't get low.
Right.
And nobody can reach you.
Right.
You feel me on that? Yep. So I just want to say I appreciate you for being a real person and not letting your accolades be above your personality and your character.
Well, thank you.
Thank
you. I try to never forget where I came from and just remembering my purpose. So, and it actually helps me relate to some of my patients. So I never grew up homeless, so I don't even want to say like, oh, we grew up in difficult times, because it's all relative. There's people who had way harder times than me. But I stood in line in Milwaukee waiting for GAMP, being on WIC, being on Badger Care, had to stand on line. This was GAMP was it was free insurance even before Badger Care was like really in place. So like you had to stand in line, and if you were like the first couple people to get in line, you got health insurance for those next couple months.
So like monthly, month to month.
Yeah, it was that's in Milwaukee.
Nerve-wracking.
Yeah, so but it's helpful to remember where I came from, because I did not grow up and we were rich and had all kind of things. So it's helpful to remember like where I came from, and that motivates me so that the baby woke up. We're talking about being real. Keep the recording going. Let me go get my baby.
She have to go.
Yeah.
She had to go get her baby. I told her no kids. You understand me? I told this lady no kids, but she's a real person. She's got real responsibility.
That's how you got me to come if I can bring my baby.
Yeah, so we had to make some stipulations, because ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you have to see yourself in a real, true light, and not what society wants to say. This is how you supposed to be. This is how you supposed to act. That it's a time and a place for. I can't give her none of that, because that's not.
No, it's okay.
What do you breastfeed?
Yeah.
You do?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
so we can talk. You're being real, right?
Fine.
So don't worry, I won't flash nobody.
She won't flash the breast, but I'm telling you, baby, the show gets better and better. Do you understand me? Talking about when keeping it real goes natural. Okay.
There we go.
So this is how you.
All right, we're back. This is when people say, "How do you do it? How you balance?" I bring my babies with me to their interviews. I breastfeed them when they need to be breastfed, no matter where I'm at.
And you breastfeed. Most people be like, "No, breastfeed just gives milk." What is it?
Yes, breastfeeding is so important.
Why?
It's so important for the mom and the baby.
Okay.
So it's important for the baby because it decreases their risk of obesity later in life, diabetes later in life, infections. And it helps boost their immune system, and it helps with their development and attachment. And for the moms, it has some benefits too. It helps you decrease, it helps you lose that baby weight that you had. It helps you lose weight, and it decreases mom's risk of breast cancer. So as Black women, our rates of breast cancer are so higher than white women. There's disparities in even that. So breastfeeding has many benefits for mom and the baby.
What if I drink?
If you drink alcohol, yeah. So
what if I drink? Can I breastfeed?
Even if you drink, you can still breastfeed. But let me tell you this though.
Okay.
There's first of all, let me say, when I get into talking about medical stuff, this is not medical advice, and talk to your individual healthcare provider about it. But basically, if it's just one strategy is after you drink to just not give the baby the breast milk for a couple hours
Okay.
after, so it clears out of your system,
All
and
right.
then you breastfeed after that. So
All right, what if I smoke weed?
if you smoke weed,
Mhm.
then there's a lot of studies that are looking into that and that are showing that moms who smoke weed and then breastfeed, it can have some impacts on their brain development over the years.
Mhm.
So we recommend that if you're going to breastfeed, then you do not smoke weed.
Okay, but
Yeah.
I can talk to my doctor. I maybe
You can
have
talk-
a few glasses of wine.
Talk to for everything that I'm saying here, talk to your doctor, but yes, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
that's a real topic. A lot of moms smoke weed and breastfeed, and we're still looking at the long-term impacts of that. But it can impact the baby. That's the message that I want to say.
Yeah, because marijuana is becoming legalized all over the world, right?
Right.
So now everyone is going to be,
Yes.
not everyone, but the majority of
This
people
is
are.
Yeah, and this is a good topic to talk about. Is being legalized, and the key thing, and especially as a pediatrician, for adults, that's fine. But when it comes to babies and when it comes to children and adolescents, I am absolutely against marijuana because of just the way that their bodies and their brains are still developing.
Mhm.
And so
And it does affect the brain.
and it affects the brain, it impacts you. So I would love to come and chat about that too,
Yes.
that whole issue. So when
We will.
when you are smoking weed as an adult, that's one thing when it's just you. But when you're passing it along to a little child, that's something different. And so that's why I'm against it for
And you know what?
for
I'm going
younger
to tell you
people.
something. I never
Yeah.
knew any of that, but I know that
Yeah.
when I smoked, because I used to smoke and I stopped.
yeah.
I never smoked around my children. I always waited till I put them
Yeah,
to bed,
that's
and
good.
then I did what I did. Or if they ever saw me under the influence, they'd be like, "Oh, mama, you look
You need to
sleepy." That's how I look. But
Yeah.
I always knew, it did impact them because they're sponges.
Yes. Yep.
So back
Well,
to
that's good.
So-
Woo, this is a good conversation. I don't even know where we were talking about before this topic, before she woke up.
I do. We were talking about the fact that you don't like the energy. How they ask you
when
supervise.
people say,
And I
like
said
you're doing
that
too much. Do you ever sleep?
because that intimidates people. Do you think that because you wear so many hats, that would intimidate people around you to make them? You know how some people be like, "Oh, you think you better than me," or "You think you better." Like,
Yeah.
how do you combat that? Like, do you explain, or do you just use your natural energy just to let your light show when you feel like you're being
I'm
criticized because of who you are?
Yeah.
See, and that's important for our young children, even our young young adults to know that you can be yourself, and if they, you don't let anyone pressure you.
Right. And so I don't know why. I can't say what's going on in other people's minds, if they have jealousy or resentment or other stuff toward me. I don't know why or where that's coming from, but it does bother me, honestly. I'm a type of person who is really an empath. Like, I care so much about people's feelings. That's one of my biggest strengths, but could be one of my biggest flaws as well.
Me too.
Because I could be taken advantage of, or I'm very vulnerable if somebody needs something. I just care so much about people's feelings.
Yep.
If it's a meeting, there's different temperament and personality types. And my mom does trainings on this, and I love it. But basically, there's some people, when you go to a meeting, they'll feel fulfilled. Like, if we followed the agenda, if everything was organized, we got our checklist. One thing about me, even though I have all these accomplishments, I'm not the most organized person. So when I go to a meeting, like, yes, I care that we get our stuff done that we came there for, but I care about how we felt when we left.
Yes.
Did we leave on good terms? Was it good energy? Like, I really am a feeling person. So if people don't like me, all growing up, I struggled with that. Like, why don't you like me, or are you happy? I just want to make everybody happy.
Okay.
And so that can cause problems sometimes. But as I've gotten older, and actually I would dim my light. A lot of times I wouldn't even tell people I was a doctor. When we would go places or say my accomplishments or different awards I might have won, because I would just get sometimes like a negative response. So what I did was I would just start like dimming my light and not speaking about that. But recently, over the years, I have really just forgotten about that and let my light shine. You should never dim your light. I have a purpose in life, and I'm just focused on living out my God-given purpose on this world. So I'm not like in a competition, honestly, with anybody. I'm just here fiercely passionate about my purpose. And so when all these great things are happening, I'm looking around like, oh, is that intimidating you, or what's wrong? I'm just here doing what God put me on earth to do.
Thank you.
And so I don't know if that answered the question.
Yes. It answered the next question.
Okay, what was the next question?
Because the next question was, how do you find your purpose and how do you walk in it?
Yeah. So this is a hard one, but I think I would say that, so kind of backing it up a little bit about me, what drives who I am and why. A big part of why I am the way I am is because of one of the most life-changing events that happened to me when I was in my junior year of college at Marquette University. I got a call on a Saturday morning from my dad saying, we can't wake up your little brother, Aaron. He's 16 years old, the finest young man on the honor roll, was a dancer, football star, had a girlfriend, driving on the honor roll, and he was at a sleepover at my dad's house. And the morning when they tried to wake him up, they couldn't wake him up. So I sped over there. My husband sped us over there. And when I got there, my mom was standing there with a blank face. And I rushed and I said, where is Aaron? And she said they couldn't revive him. So I bust through the door and he was still laying there on the ground dead. And his body was still warm. I collapsed on his body. I thought my life was gonna end too at that moment. It was the hardest thing that I had ever been through, losing my baby brother. He was just 16 years old. I was 21 at the time. And long story short, because I could talk about this for hours, but basically I had two choices at that time. I could either give up. I wanted to drop out. I had passive suicidal thoughts. I was really broken. But then I decided, like, I need to keep going because this is going to be a testimony one day. He knew I was going to be a doctor, so I had to fulfill that for him. But also I knew that me going through that and still making it was going to be able to be a testimony to somebody else. So I had to keep going. So I would say that one of the biggest points is tomorrow is not promised. When that happened and my brother died out of nowhere in his sleep when he was just 16 years old, that let me know that I might not have till I'm 90, 100 to fulfill all these dreams. I don't know when my last day here is. So when I have a vision, or if it's something that God put in my heart to do, people's lives to impact, that's what drives me. Like, okay, we're about to write these books. We're about to start this program. We're about to do this. You have to do it now. Tomorrow's not promised. You never know how long you're going to be here for. Yes. So that's one thing of why I'm like, why are you doing so much? How are you doing it? Because you have to appreciate the life that you have, and you don't know when is your last day.
And would you agree that your life is not your own?
Yes.
And I go back to the networking and community and relationship. Would you agree with this also, that your successes and your failures belong to others?
Yeah, they do. Your successes and your failures belong to others. I truly agree with that. And it goes back to your question about walking in your purpose, because you reaching that dream, you opening that business, you starting that consulting company, you being an ambassador, you starting that art studio. When you have that dream and you're working to walk in that purpose, if you give up, it's not just you who's going to be impacted. Imagine the millions and the thousands and trillions of lives that are going to be impacted by you walking in your purpose. People's lives you're going to touch, and then they're going to touch other people's lives. So if you give up, it's a ripple effect that is changing destiny. So you have to walk in your purpose, because yes, your successes are tied to so many other people. So I truly believe that.
Yes, I do too. And I also wanted to say, I just lost my thought real quick, because she is really on that thing. She is. And I tried, it hurt.
Okay.
Oh, Lord. She was on one of them, my baby daddy on the other. I felt violated. I was like, no, I can't do that. I didn't mean to change the subject.
No, but that's real, yeah. But usually, like, the first couple of days, your nipples are not used. It might not be used to a baby on it, so it might be a little uncomfortable for the first couple of days. But after you get through that first couple days and weeks, then it doesn't hurt anymore. Okay. So I just want to say that.
After the first 2 days, I was like, this is not going to
be that's okay.
But if I could do it over, I would probably try again. But
all right.
But I'm not. So thank you for populating medicine, because I'm done. So you were married young.
Ooh, yes. So I met him when I was 16. And we started dating when I was 16, and we waited 3 long years, and then we got married when I was 19, between freshman and sophomore year in college.
Wow.
And then what's crazy is so a lot of people told us we shouldn't get married, we're too young, but we did anyway, and I was fine with that. But our wedding was in 2006, and all our family members from all over the United States came, and my brother that I told you about that passed away, he was in the wedding. Everybody got to see him. It was a great family event, and he died that next year.
Oh, so he
got to see me being handed off to my husband, and he got to see all of our family. And then he passed away that next year, but it was a blessing because everybody just got to see him. If I would have listened to other people and waited 4, 5, 10 more years till we got married, that never would have happened. So
I tell everybody, don't listen to nobody.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, just like she said, walk in your purpose, start that thing. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to be like, I'm going to wait till such and such a start. Don't wait till such and such. You're not going to know everything. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail. They're going to tell you no. They're going to close the door, and you're going to lose the money for this. People going to quit on you on this. Do not stop. Do not put stipulation on your purpose and your dream.
Yes.
Go for it.
Yes.
Do you understand me? Because I wear many hats out here. Everything I touch turns to gold.
Yes.
And when I start when I stop listening to what other people thought about Antonette, you understand me? That's why I say love yourself first. Or who else will? Because you won't listen to yourself. You'll be listening to everybody else. Okay?
Right. And so that was my purpose. For my life, it was meant to get married young, because my husband has been, I can't even put it into words how meaningful he's been in my life to help me to reach all these dreams and goals and all this stuff. He is one of my biggest supporters, where I'll tell him, like, babe, you think I can go on national tour? I want to do this. He's like, why not? Let's do it. He's like so supportive.
I'm all for black love, because this is for, we love everybody, but this is for our black and brown people, because we are in disparity. We have suffered above all. And I see you got a brown man.
Yeah. So
do tell.
I love how with the hair. So my husband is Colombian.
Oh.
But he grew up in Milwaukee, in inner city Milwaukee. And so he's like, he got a little hood swag to him. Grew up with the minorities there in Milwaukee, but he's technically, he has white and Colombian. Okay. And so and so our kids are multiracial, black, white, and Colombian.
But he supports you.
He supports me. It's such a blessing, because it was so hard going through, because we met when I was in high school. I was 16 years old and told him, like, I'm about to be a doctor one day. And he believed me, and he supported me through so many things that I've been through in my life. Even there was one time we were going through a hard time in high school. I couldn't even afford pads and tampons one time. I was on my period, and he gave me the money for me to go even get that when I was broke in high school, a time that was hard. So now, and so now that it's such a blessing. We've gone through so much, and now I'm, a doctor and being successful and having all this, and like, he's been there for me that whole time. He believed in every single dream, and like, when I go home, need to cry, them ugly tears, or I'm stressed out, I doubted myself, he's always there for me. I am blessed, and God knew that for me to do this mission that I have in life, I needed him in my life to walk this journey with me, which started very young, going through medical school, going through college, medical school, all of these things.
Well, God, I'm going through something too. I'm walking in my purpose.
Sorry.
I need you to send my husband too,
He's coming.
I need some help, Jesus.
He's coming.
I don't want to do it all by myself. I know I'm a single black woman, but I don't need to be independent, because independent means alone. I like for me to have a husband, that I can submit to, but you have to submit to the Lord, and that
is so important.
And we don't talk about like religion or politics here, but I do say my feelings, and I feel like in order for me to submit to a man, he's got to be able to submit to the Father.
Yeah.
Because if he's just submitted to his own thinking, the world is what he's thinking. And the world is so screwed up, and the system of things that we live in is not, it's so upside down. Right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking for.
All right. Well, anybody watching this, you know,
if you love Jesus,
if you look for somebody, hit her up. But when you know, I would rather you wait and to find the person who's right for you that God is sending than just getting with somebody to get with them. So I will. Yeah,
because I've done that, and that does not work anymore. And everybody you know, they'll try to make you mad with, oh, you're gonna be single for the rest of your life, and I'm like, you know, that's fine because
first of all,
I don't even.
You can't let people speak.
And just like I was saying, don't listen to people.
You can't listen to people, but when people are speaking, I hate when people speak. Just like we said, when we say multiple streams of income, you manifest the things that you speak. There's power in the words you speak. When people are speaking that stuff over your life, you got to stop that.
And
I know back. You do. Right.
I pull back from those people. Usually I would, because a lot of people are afraid to be alone.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't know that because you've had a husband all your life.
Right.
So you know, a lot of people don't want to be alone, but I found by being single. And I can have a man if I want to. I choose to be single so that, and here's the thing, so that I can be a wife, right? So that I'll understand how to be a wife, because if I'm single and God is ministering to me, I can focus, I can see really myself.
Yeah.
You hear me? Because there's a lot of things when you're single. Well, for me, I'm like, Lord, I don't like that. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't be like that.
Oh, it's okay. Come on.
So
lay down.
So Lily, hey Lily, you looking around?
Lay down.
She like, okay, I'm full. Where we at?
Lay down.
So for the single women. The single look, she's like, what is going on here?
It's okay.
For the single women who would want to be married, what would you and want to be married and have their dreams and follow their goals? What would you suggest? Like, what frame of mind?
I would. This is, man, you got to bring me back for multiple interviews, because this is a really good topic. I would say. There's a lot of things I would say, but I would say find whatever, get in tune first with what your purpose in life is and goals, and don't get distracted trying to find that person. If you are walking in your purpose fiercely, then all of those things will come. So even though we can't talk about religion, well, you said that's not a main topic since you started. You can talk about. One of my favorite scriptures is seek ye first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. So even if you're not religious, what that means, and like the big theme is, when you're doing what God put you on this earth to do, you're marching forward towards your purpose, everything else is going to fall in line and fall in place. So that those things that were supposed to come, that husband, whatever, it's going to come. You got to just stay focused on what you were here to do and what your purpose is, and then it will come, rather than like living life to try to find that person. You got to focus on your destiny.
Right, find yourself.
And then it will come, and then that stuff will come. That's what I say.
Yes. Oh, where can we get the book?
Yes, the book is, sorry, Lily. I know I'm loud. Mommy's loud.
Hey.
Mommy's loud. We doing an interview. It's okay. Okay. You can get the book on Amazon. Okay. Just Google, when you go on Amazon, just write in Beyond Beautiful by Dr. Zapata. Or if finances are a challenge, the book is $20 on Amazon. But even if finances is a challenge, here in Madison, Wisconsin, the book is in the Madison Public Library system. So you can just go check it out.
Oh, it's in the Madison Library. Okay,
yeah,
everybody.
It's on the library. Yeah.
All right. What if we have any questions? What if I've seen this show? I'm like, oh, she's a pediatrician. I have some questions, and I don't really. My doctor isn't giving me. Can I email you or ask you? Will you answer any questions that people might have?
If it's medical questions, I try to stay away from that.
Okay.
If it's like anything related directly to medical stuff,
my daughter have a cold and she's been coughing forever, and I took her to the doctor and they keep telling me something.
Yeah.
Do you have a home remedy, mother?
If it's that, honestly, because remember when we were talking about self-care and boundaries, that's a boundary that I put for myself, because if people just start asking me all kind of questions like that, then it will be too overwhelming.
Okay.
And also, I believe in knowing your patient very well. So if somebody just sends me like, hey, here's a picture of this, I don't know the whole story unless you come into my clinic, unless I do a full exam on you, understand the whole picture. So I don't like to just answer quick questions like that, because I want to know the whole story. So that's why I would recommend you to actually go to your own personal doctor to ask medical questions. I'm good though at if you have a question about what type of doctor should I go to, this is my insurance, where should I go, I can help guide you to that.
All right. Okay. Well, I love this conversation. I hope that you all got inspired. I hope you got some information. I hope you feel better about yourself, especially if you're trying to do something different, trying to think differently, maybe open up a business, maybe expanding, generating your multiple streams of income. You understand me? This is Antonette Crosby with the Time to Chill with Dr. Jasmine Zapata, and we want to say thank you. We love you, and love yourself first, or who else will?
Yes.